All right, everyone, we're going to look at Elf Beauty stock today, and I always like to do three things. Well, I should start with this. I always like to do kind of a first look at a stock. I intentionally pick stocks that I don't know much about. Then I go on a journey of discovery, real time with you guys, and then you guys can figure out what you think and come to your own conclusions. And hopefully, as I'm looking around, you find something interesting. So I always like to do three things when looking at new stocks. I like to look at the latest earnings, the current valuation, and then other things to consider, whether that's short interest, insider buys, upcoming catalysts, things like that don't always get taken into the numbers. So we'll start with seeing what the company even is. It is a beauty company, cosmetic and skincare products. All right, we'll just check this earnings, which came out February, so this is for year end of 2025, and you can see that is some significant growth, some significant sales growth there. You can see the cost of sales also went up, but the gross profit still definitely big improvement of gross profit. And then the selling G&A takes its cut, and even still, you're looking at operating income basically doubling year over year. So that's pretty impressive. Let's see, they have some income, but then they have, the way that they have this listed is weird. Other income net. So this must be other expenses. And then they have interest expense, which is 12 million. So I'll tell you right now, this company must have a lot of debt. This company must have a lot of debt. But you're looking at then a net income of 39 million, and this is because their interest expense took a big cut, and then their income tax provision also took some. So, but earnings per share was 66 cents. So this is not, looking at that growth, that's impressive. That's big, but I already know there's going to be something here. Where are you? Yep, long-term debt. Look at that. $816 million of debt. So that's a pretty big debt burden. But the good thing is that they're making money. So that's good. They do have a cash position here of about 200 million. So the net debt position gets taken down with that. Looks like they have these other long-term liabilities, lease obligations and whatnot. So, okay, let's just look at this statement of cash flows here real quick. Yeah, the cash from operating activities is 110 million. And you got, they must have done an acquisition here. They did a big acquisition. Holy cow. What did Elf stock acquire in 2025? Yeah, okay. Oh, Hailey Bieber's skincare brand. Deal value, 1 billion. Cash and stock earnout. Okay. Interesting. Man, this is a world I don't get into too often, but yeah, so yeah, they had a big acquisition and they acquired a company that they thought would get them into the influencer brand, and they spent a lot of money on it. That's a lot. It looks like it was a stock deal too. I'm gonna bet proceeds from long-term debt, 600 million. Yep. So they took debt out. They took debt out to acquire this company. Man, I bet that's where a lot of their growth comes from. That sales growth that we saw. Yeah, largest acquisition ever. Um, what did how did they raise the cash to acquire Road? It looks like it was debt. Mix of funding. Yeah, okay. So they had some cash. Yep, 600 million. This is what we just saw in incremental loans. So, and then they issued some stock too. So this is big. This is the big driver of this stock. Even though this happened last year, this is how this acquisition works out. Is a really big deal because that's a lot of debt. And it's a big bet that they took to buy that. So that's the story of this stock for sure. Um, huh. Okay. So we'll look at the valuation now. So you're looking at a market cap of $3.2 billion. Um, yeah. So then you ask yourself on this, and maybe we could look at the price of sales too. We got to ask, do you need $3.2 billion to create, what was it, 40 million in sales every 3 months? Um, Equating to maybe 120 million. Am I doing the math right on that? 40 million times four. No, it would be 160 million every year. And then you got to remember the sales growth. Does it keep growing? Does the acquisition work? Does it not work? Whatever. So let's just see the PE ratio and compared to some of its competitors. It's maybe on the more expensive side a little bit, but this price to sales is what I really want to see. So this right here, they're on probably the lower side when compared to whoever these guys are, CL and PG. And this is the big driver because this acquisition needs to get them a lot of sales growth. Let's see. A bunch of analysts, for what that's worth, want to buy it, but okay. Yeah, here's this revenue jump. That has to be from the brand. Um, does Hailey Bieber still work with them? Man, I feel like I'm like a teenage girl now, but I feel like that's an important question, right? Because that's what these people care about is they were following her, let's be honest. So do they get Hailey Bieber? Does Hailey Bieber still work with Elf and help them sell her products from Road? Okay, yeah, of course. So creative role, yeah. Um, Founder of Road, Chief Creative Officer of Road, LOL, Head of Innovation, and Strategic Advisor. Well, yeah, she needs to be the face. She needs to be the face of the company. I don't know if that's what Chief Creative Officer means, but that's yeah. I wouldn't expect her to be an executive. Her skills would be in being the face of it. Yeah, so she's still in it because I would say she's a massive part of the acquisition. So, okay, that's interesting. I want to see. How about this? Because that's kind of their valuation. I mean, you guys can step in from what I'm getting on here. I'm not seeing it being egregiously overvalued or really undervalued at these prices. Um, let's just see. Are insiders buying Elf stock? Okay, insiders have not been net buyers. They've sold shares. Okay, this is negligible. Um, is there stock compensation for employees? Because I'm going to bet a lot of this Yeah, so a lot of stock based. Yeah. Okay. So when there you see people selling, that's not necessarily a red flag. Dang, this is also an interesting one because I was not aware that there was a big acquisition behind this that definitely determines where the stock goes. What is it doing today? Down 9%. Why is it down so much? Why is ELF down 10% today? What's going on? Okay. Growth is becoming dependent on acquisitions. Uh, Algorithmic selling. Okay, so it's just that the new growth is coming from their acquisitions. Um, okay, so it's just down because Wall Street decided they wanted it to be down. Um, yeah, dang, this poor guy's been getting beat up. Holy cow. Not super beat. Oh yeah, it's been getting beat up. So, what an interesting, what an interesting play this one could be. So yeah, this is my first time looking at it. So, let me know what you think, anything that I'm missing. Um, other stuff if you've been in it for a while, if you're a veteran of this stock, let me know and I'd love to learn and hear more about it. So I will see you guys in the next